Well, Dave, I've asked you a few times already this season about statement wins. That certainly felt like one today. Was that close to the perfect away performance?
No, not really. No, listen, I'm always not critical, but I always think we can improve. Again, we've won 3-1, not 3-0, so there's a thing you can improve on straight away. I thought first half we got into good situations. I thought our quality let us down. What was very evident in the second half is that the quality was absolutely bang on. We've scored 3 brilliant goals through a great ball in from Maka, gives Paddy an easy finish, and the 2 goals after that are unbelievable finishes. And we have that in our team, which is always I suppose a good thing to have, in the fact that, even if you're not great, the potential, or we have the potential of scoring those type of goals. And like you say, this is a difficult place to come to the players beforehand. The best home record, if you like, and it's the best away record. So there's a little bit of a challenge there for us. And they've passed it with flying colours. Like I say, really difficult place to come, and a big win for us.
You mentioned there it is such a tough place to come, joint best home record in the league, and a lot's made about how well they use this pitch here as well, but it actually seemed to suit you and your players a lot today, and you used it really well.
We're a technical team with technical players, and what this surface does, it challenges you technically, absolutely. We're a front foot team, we're a team that likes to play fast paced. You're not going to get a faster paced surface than what we had here and what you have here. But what you've got to do is ultimately, first and foremost, you have to deal with their threats, and they are a threat. They're really well organised, know what their strengths are, play to those strengths and make it difficult. The challenge then in possession for us comes when you can get the ball down, and whether you can keep it and sort of look to penetrate. They defend the goal really well. There are 3 big centre backs that do a job for them, and a keeper that makes important saves at important times. So it was always going to be tough, but like I say, you'd hope that a surface like this suits us a lot more than a surface that maybe isn't the best. But in fairness, the answer questions we went to Barnet, and the surface wasn't the best. We produced a brilliant performance, a brilliant functional performance to get us 3 points there. To come here and do the same with a different challenge is obviously massively pleasing.
Were you surprised at all at how Bromley approached the game a little bit? Because certainly the first half at times it seemed a little bit conservative, almost letting you have the ball, waiting for you to make a mistake, or did you force them to play that way?
No, I think that's, without it sounding the wrong way or being disrespectful in any sort of form, that's how they've got their joy and their success. They don't concede many goals, and they have a goal scorer up the top end of the pitch and are a huge threat from set pieces. So the ball, you have to defend your goal and defend your box. And like I say, in the main, we've done that. I'm not sure Webster's scored one like that for a long time. I don't know whether it takes a little deflection, but like I say, that's the one, I suppose, little disappointing note from my perspective on what's been a brilliant night for us. So in terms of us, we always want to try and force them to play in a different way. I've said before, teams will, as they do in this division, because it's very professional, watch what we do and how we go about it, and will pose us different questions in terms of how we have to play to get in, whether that's by being high press and putting us under pressure, whether that's being deep, whether it's being a mid block. We've got to adapt as a team and find the answers, because what we tell them before the game ultimately might not be what you see in live football when it happens. So the players have to take a responsibility then in terms of what they do. There was lots of pleasing stuff, lots of things that we analyse opposition, and we got into good areas. Fundamentally, the players have got to go out and perform, and we've said it before, I've said it at the start, I keep saying it time after time with the players in the dressing room. We'll lose football matches, as has been the case, but if we control what we can and we produce effort and desire and determination and want to run like that, and we get it right, then we're going to be difficult to play against. And like I say, we've got to continue to do that every game, every day. Make sure we're a better version of us. So we've got to be a better version of us Saturday. A better version of us Saturday will mean we don't concede any goals, and if that's the case, then I'll be slightly more pleased.
Scott Cugley back amongst the goals as well. Had a few games without one. I'm not sure you'd want to call it a drought, but not a bad way to end it either.
I'll call it a drought. Listen, goal scorers go through peaks and troughs. I didn't know Chris could kick that far, to be fair. But it's like I said about quality. It's a brilliant strike, and especially after getting the first goal, you expect them to maybe come under the cosh a little bit in terms of them making substitutions and playing the ball forward. To get that second one really knocks the stuffing out of them. It allows us to, I suppose, control the game a little bit more. Control the game a bit. That's difficult to do against them. The quality in terms of the goals, they're 3 brilliant goals. With, I suppose, different facets of it that produce the brilliance. In his case, the strike is a great one, and one that goes a long way to us winning the game.
No Anthony Sarcevic today. Miles Hippolyte you went with again, obviously got his goal on Saturday, and he was everywhere in that second half today, wasn't he? Really box to box.
Yeah, it's worked. Not that we want Sarce out, and like I say, we keep saying it, but we're hopeful for the weekend. But listen, if it's not the weekend, then and ultimately it ends up with us getting him back permanently and not having any more issues, then that's a much better outcome than where we're currently at. But it's meant that we can get Miles games and almost get him understanding of what the role is that we want from him in live competitive football, which has been a big plus. I think he's got better game by game, and today was his best game, but he got more comfortable in terms of what we want from him and understanding of that role. So that's another big positive in a night that's been full of those for us.
Got to talk to you about those county fans. 429 making the journey down on a Tuesday night. They got a little bit wet, but you sent them all happy.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they were. There was obviously a load over there. It sounded like there was some over here and some over to it, all over the place. Listen, it's great. Obviously they're stood in the, like you say, victim of the elements, if you like, with no cover over that side. But it's great to be able to go over to them on a Tuesday evening. A long way to come. We'll know the same with getting back at, I imagine, probably close to 3 o'clock, to give up their time and money on a Tuesday evening to support us. Like I say, means a lot, and it's great that we can send them home happy and keep building that optimism that we're building something special. We've got to make sure that continues, and as I said previously, I don't say it just for the sake of it, they'll play a big part in that. We've got to have everyone pulling in the same direction. At the minute we do. There will be some bumps along the way. I hope there's not, but I expect some. But like I say, they'll play a huge part in any success we have between now and the end of the season.
3 points clear now at the top of the table. A couple of home games coming up against Woking and Weymouth. Is the aim now just to try and widen that gap, or are you not looking that far ahead? Is it just one game at a time?
The aim's to win on Saturday. That's what the aim is, and the aim then will be to win when our next game comes along. If we play against teams that were in and around us, we can have a direct impact on them. Great, but we're really grounded in terms of where we're at. The reality of it is, Burnham won with their games around them. We're not top of the table, so we just got to keep winning. And I suppose we can pretty be or comforted by if we win every game between now and the end of the season. That suggests it's going to take some effort to beat us. That's what our target will be. I don't envisage that will happen because teams are watching what we do and trying to put plans together to stop us. So we've just got to, like I say, keep ticking them off. Another win is one closer to where we need to be, and one closer hopefully to a target that will make it a very special end of the season for us.
Fantastic win today, Dave. Well done.
Cheers, thank you.